Hi guys, welcome back to Moran's Rants. Plenty of good information, a little bit of motivation, a whole lot of truth, no financial advice. This is a one-take session about Bed, Bath, and Beyond. I said a week ago I felt this investment was beyond worth saving. I was cruising YouTube and I saw some guys talking about it in a positive light. I posted that clip where I got onto the show with PP Seeds, Running with Bears, and another gentleman who were extremely bullish on the stock. They were buying call contracts, weeklies, and I was like, it's never going to hit that amount. It's never going to get to $5 again. It's not going to get to 7 or 6. And everyone called me a shill. But the best part about that live stream was Running with Bears. Running with Bears was hearing me talk about the balance sheet, and he took it upon himself to come into the Discord and said, hey, Morantz, I like where you're going with this. Let me teach you. Well, that's what this community is all about. Learning, educating yourself, and knowing when you got something wrong. I was getting it all wrong. I was explaining goodwill and I was saying it the wrong way, and he explained it to me. Now, I gave him props in the live stream, and I'm going to give him props right now in the video. Thank you to gentlemen like this, a certified PA, who actually comes out and tells you exactly what's happening with the balance sheet. But because of him, I went ahead and made a video the next week or the next couple of days that said Bed Bath & Beyond's going to file for bankruptcy, because I was pretty confident of the balance sheet that I was reading. It leads me to believe how I feel about AMC, GameStop, and numerous other companies that I look at the balance sheet. So we're going to go ahead and look at it right now with eyes of an accountant, basically. And as you look at this really quick, and remember, I don't know everything about balance sheets. Some people know certain parts, some people know others, but I'm going to give you the gist and hopefully you understand just enough. This is Bed Bath & Beyond. They finally filed their 10Q. That's a little late. There's a reason why it's late, and it's right here in front of you. Let's go ahead and look at the last 9 months of this year. They've actually made $1 billion in gross profit versus the $1.8 billion that it costs to do business. That's the SG&A. So they're upside down about $800 million plus compared to last year where they were only upside down about $100 million. Now, when I've looked at other balance sheets for them, I went and looked it up 2016, 2015, they're about $700 million in the profit zone, about $900 million in profit. Through the previous years, they've done really well. I don't pay attention too much to top line revenue only because they're shrinking their footprint. But when you went to go see if they shrunk their footprint enough, the SG&A didn't match. They actually had almost 700 million versus the 580. So they shrank it by about 120 million quarter to quarter, which is okay, but it doesn't correlate to the amount of decrease in actual gross profit, right? And then when you look at the whole year from $2 billion to 1.8, that means the 120 that they took out for this quarter, literally the whole 150 that they're short from last year to this year was all done this quarter. But that means it's too little too late. It's not enough. And we found that out as we go down even further. The operating losses are at 1.1 billion. They had more than double this quarter on operating loss versus the previous 9 months from last year. If you want to go quarter to quarter, they had over 5 times more losses this quarter. Yet they're using less SG&A. It's really that bad. Net losses are almost $400 million, and compared to the 1.1 billion for the year, and they almost hit 400 million last year for the first 9 months. We already did that in a quarter here. So I'm just letting you know it's gotten worse, and it's going to get worse before it gets any better. So if private equity is going to come sweeping in to buy this company, they're going to do it after they file for bankruptcy, and I'll explain that too. Let's go all the way down here. Net cash operating activities. This is what it cost cash-wise: 890 million for the first 9 months versus last year 264 million. So you see, it's a much worse position than it was before. And I think that's why Ryan Cohen got out of there. I didn't think he wanted to be associated with it. I think it's probably why the CFO was dealing with the pressures of being in charge. There's when CEOs leave companies, and Kais Malej got this part right. It's because they literally are being charged with something and or they're doing something illegal. As a typical CEO is going to sit in there and really try to grind it out with you. I looked at this from all viewpoints I could, and it looks as if this dollar amount, $225 million this time right now, at the end in November, is not enough cash on hand to satisfy covenants. It's not enough cash on hand to continue to operate the company. They're going to operate at a negative. And when you do that, you have to file for bankruptcy. You have to be honest with your shareholders. You have no choice. You have to protect yourself. And there are laws out there that will protect you. So I'm going to go ahead and read about this liquidity and going concern, okay? And as you guys read about it in detail, you'll find out that they defaulted and the operating expenses were $307 million for the quarter. That's the net cash loss that was used. $890 for the 3 months, for the 9 months, I apologize. And it says this: cash and cash equivalents and restricted cash were $225 million as of November 26, 2022. On or around January 13th, 2023, certain events of default were triggered under the company's credit facilities. So they did fall into default, and it'll tell you that it's because of the covenants, and that's why they're triggered. This is what benefits something like AMC not having covenants affect them for the next 18 months, because they're going to keep playing out that charade. But they're not doing that here with Bed Bath & Beyond. The bank called the bluff. The bank wants the money. They've now increased the default rate. Okay, credit facilities shall bear interest at an additional default rate of 2%. As a result of these events of default, the company classified as outstanding borrowers under the asset, blah, blah, blah. You guys can read all in detail. It's all there. But I'm just letting you know, the company also has $1 billion in senior notes, excluding deferred financial costs, outstanding. Remember that senior notes get paid first. That's why people are worried that these can't satisfy everything. So the second paragraph is going to tell you exactly what's happening. At this time, the company does not have sufficient resources to repay the amount under the credit facilities. Okay? And this will lead the company to consider all strategic alternatives, including restructuring the debt under the U.S. Bankruptcy Code. So they are considering all strategic alternatives, and that includes this. So to restructure debt under the U.S. Bankruptcy Code, it's the protection for the company, and that's exactly what they're doing right now. The company is undertaking a number of actions in order to improve its financial position and stabilize its results and operations, including but not limited to cutting costs, lowering capital expenditures, and reducing the store footprint. But I've already told you, it's not enough. Okay. Additionally, if you read the very bottom, okay, based on recurring losses from operations and negative cash flows from operations for the 9 months ending in November, as well as current cash flows and liquidity projections, the company has concluded that there is a substantial doubt about the company's ability to continue as ongoing concern for the next 12 months. They'll be done within a year, right? I'm telling you, they'll be done within a couple of months, if not this week. I mean, I'm just the way I'm reading it. The consolidation financial statements do not include any adjustments that may result from the outcome of this going concern uncertainty. So what happens, guys, just so you're aware, the senior notes and the individuals who hold them, they want to get paid first, right? So everyone's scrambling right now, positioning themselves. And I know they put a new director of the board on, and the new board of directors is right here, Carol Flatten. She's the director of the board that just came effective immediately. She's getting paid $30,000 a month, guys. $30,000 a month to come out and give her service of director for the board. I think it's a very hefty price to pay, considering they don't have any money. But they're going to pay it. They're going to pay $360,000 a year. So I don't think she's going to be there that long. I think she's just in there to negotiate this, sort it out, see what pieces they can liquidate and get them out of there. If they're going to reconstruct under Chapter 11, they can. But if they file for Chapter 7, well, then you know what's happening. Now, on January 25th, this is bottom of the whole page, okay? On January 25th, 2023, the company received a notice of acceleration and default interest from J.P. Morgan Chase Bank, the administrative agent under the ACA. The notice provides that as a result of the events and defaults that occurred on or around January 13th and are continuing, which were among other things due to the company's failure to repay in over advance and satisfy a financial covenant. They failed, guys. They defaulted on their covenants, and this is what's happening. They're going to pay an additional 2%. JP Morgan Chase has put the clamps on these guys. This is why the stock price dropped. If I'm private equity, I'm not touching this until they file. And once they do file and they get all the financing they need and they figure out where the assets are going to go, then you can talk about buying portions of this company. And I'm well aware Larry Chang just went ahead and got his new financing. If you guys saw it here, this is Larry Chang. Larry Chang is excited to announce that Evolution Capital has $675 million fund. It's their 5 fund. They raised some money. And what a time to raise money and buy things. It's not that I would buy Bed Bath & Beyond at this moment. I would wait. And that's just me. I think they're going to file for bankruptcy, guys. I still do. And this 10Q tells you everything but that. So good luck. If they don't file for bankruptcy, it's going to hit rock bottom on a stock price. Either way, I don't think it's a good investment at $2.50. So those call contracts that people were trying to chase, the weeklies that people wanted, everybody who's bearish on this company, it's not about a short squeeze. This company is shorted because it's a poorly run company. It's not that it got attacked by shorts that made it run poorly. It's the balance sheet, the P&L. So read it, understand it, and shout out to PP Seeds, who's very positive about the stock, who's crazy about it, wants to get all in it. Your time's up. Additionally, Running with Bears, once again, thank you for teaching me how to read more of the balance sheet every day. Thank you for coming through the Discord and educating the masses with the information that you give out. So I'm forever thankful for that. Correcting me even when I'm wrong. Me willing to go back and look at it and read it and saying, yes, you got it right. I have no problem doing any of that, guys. And you guys should be the bigger person at that point. Additionally, Kais Malej, my brother. Kais, you've been out here pumping something that can happen still. You can still have an acquisition from GameStop, from Volution, from everybody. The only part that you're getting wrong is it's not going to be beneficial for Bed Bath & Beyond employees and investors. So you're getting that part wrong. But other than that, keep pumping out Bed Bath & Beyond info if you guys can. Whatever you guys like, I don't care. I'm just giving you the facts, okay? Enjoy this day. Today is known as the 3rd anniversary of Kobe Bryant passing. So it meant a lot to me, but has a new meaning to me. Now it's going to be about the fact that Bed Bath & Beyond is about to pass. So enjoy it, guys. It's a rough day, but hey, it had to happen. Peace.